Judd Zolgad, Phil Mackey. Phil, we talked about this first segment today, but it's a primary talker of the day because you brought it up. You're a progressive-thinking baseball guy. What bothers you about baseball the most?
Not using your best relief pitcher in the bottom of the ninth inning in a road game. It's just like, why is Matt Guerrier the guy getting smoked? Not smoked. I guess he walked the batter. Came in for it. It's just if your one goal on the road in a tie game, bottom nine, is to not allow a run, because if you allow a run, the game is over. Mm-hmm. Why would you bring in inferior pitchers to Glen Perkins? And people are going to say, well, but then who would you use in the 10th inning if you take the lead, or the 11th inning? I don't know. You might not take the lead. You might not have a chance to be in that position if you don't put your best relief pitcher in the game at that point. So it's this antiquated, old school, annoying, ridiculous thinking that we need to get rid of. It's our job as journalists. We are journalists who... We're not journalists.
Talk show hosts.
We're not journalists at all, but we need to be progressive thinkers, and we need to push the ball forward, and we cannot stand for misusage of bullpens anymore.
Here's what I don't get, though, is I understand your frustration here, and if this was a team that you thought was a progressive thinking, if this was Tampa Bay or Oakland or a team like that, and you said, why are you guys doing this? I understand that. But this is the Twins. God bless them. I love to go to games, but they might be the most stuck-in-the-mud club when it comes to decision-making. Ron Gardenhire is not going to change his ways. Why on earth would you think that Gardenhire would want to open himself up to the criticism that if he pitches Perkins in the bottom of the ninth of that game, and then the Twins take the lead, and there's a save situation in the bottom of the 10th, and Casey Fien has to save the game, why do you think Gardenhire for 1 second would allow himself to do that?
Oh, but we are criticizing him. We have opened up, he's opened up criticism by not being progressive to the two most progressive sports talk show hosts in the Twin Cities.
But why do you think he would open himself up to that? I never see him doing that.
Honestly, to be honest, I don't think he thinks about criticism. I think he thinks that's the right move to make. That, well, who's going to close the game if I use my closer in a non-save situation? And to me, I'd rather have, if the option is Glen Perkins comes in to put out that fire in the ninth inning, to maybe preserve a tie game going into extra innings, and then just deal with if let's say you take the lead in the 11th inning and Perkins is done. Maybe you even pitch Perkins 2 innings, but he's done in the 11th.
Now you're going to get to my point, yeah.
I'd rather have Matt Guerrier. If you have to use Matt Guerrier in a spot where you have a cushion to give up a run. Okay. As opposed to a spot in the bottom of the ninth where it's like, if you give up a run, the game is over. Here's what I
want real quick. Why are we in such an age of specialty now where the assumption is a guy like Glen Perkins can't go 2 innings? That's what frustrates me. Take your point, but make it so that he can pitch 2 innings. I don't see why it's so ridiculous to say, you know what, he pitched the 9th inning, got out of it, they took the lead, he comes back and holds that lead in the 10th inning. You're right. He's their best reliever. Why are we in such a day and age of specialty where we say, oh my gosh, if he pitches 2 innings, his arm might fall off? We got Tommy Johns left and right. Baseball's falling apart when it comes to pitching. Let's figure out a way to fix this. And the specialty thing from Little League to the Major Leagues is driving me nuts.
Intern Max, who's your favorite baseball player?
Jimmy Rollins, Philadelphia Phillies.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Talk about a bad contract.
That's a dynamite drop-in right there.
Hall of Famer. I know he talked about it,
That Nebraska Broadcasting School paying off for Max
Get him as
Baker.
a guest for us.
For Dave Harrigan, for Max Baker.
Hi, Mom.
For Judd.
Wave by, Dave.
For
What are you
Mackey.
guys doing? What are you doing?
Say something quick, Dave. Be funny.
Be pithy.
Be funny.
Bye.
Can I do my